Hi everyone, my name is Amir and I'm with you tonight with another criminal case on Crime Cases TV channel. Tonight's case is related to Brazil and it is about a famous football player of 2017 and 18 named Daniel Corey Afretes. Daniel was born in Brazil in 1994. It was clear from his childhood that he has a strange talent in football. He starts to grow and progress in the world of football and very quickly enters the youth team and makes a lot of noise, and after a few years he starts playing in famous teams. Regarding Daniel's private life, what happened to him was because of the ages of his private life. He had a girlfriend named Alana. Alana was a Brazilian girl from a rich family with young parents. Her mother was in her 30s and her father was in his 40s. Her father's name was Alana Addison and her mother's name was Christina. Alana was not yet 18 years old, that is, she was supposed to turn 18 on October 26, 2018. Daniel and Alana had known each other for a few years before, when Alana was 15-16 years old. They met in a virtual space and their friendship started from that time until 2018, the night of Alana's birthday. The place where Alana's birthday party was supposed to be held was a big and famous club. In short, Daniel was invited to that party with a bunch of other people. Who were all drunk and decided to stop the party that started in this club, continue at Alana's house and end the party there. That is Alana's parents' house. In short, all the people invited to the party go to Alana's house. Daniel was very happy and drunk, and at the same time, he was sending a series of messages to one of his friends through his mobile phone. The contents of Daniel's messages, which were revealed later, were very strange. In the contents of the messages, several pictures were also seen. It is true that this is Alana's mother, but she is very beautiful and charming and things like that. Finally, he sent another photo that I want to kiss and eat this woman with great lust. This message was the last message received from Daniel. Later, when they talked to Daniel's friend, he says that this was part of our jokes, and every time we went to a party, Daniel would go wherever he saw a girl, one by one, drunk and sleeping, and take a selfie with them.
Moleque, eu juro pra você que eu não tô muito bêbado, viado. É que a situação é desesperadora. Eu não sei como é essa casa que eu vim parar aqui. Mas parece que a casa tem, sei lá, uma casa tem uma coroa dormindo, outra casa tem uma novinha dormindo, o namorado da novinha eu não sei onde tá, o marido da coroa eu não sei onde tá. Moleque, eu não sei o que eu faço, moleque, me ajuda.
Well, a few hours later, around 10 and 11 o'clock in the afternoon, some passers-by who were passing through a place like a forest encountered a strange scene, pieces of a human body. They quickly called the police and the police came to that area, and according to the evidence such as rings and bracelets and the body's face, they realized that the dead body was that of Daniel Corey Afretes, a young and promising footballer of those days. Now what was strange and heartbreaking was that Daniel's lower body, Daniel's penis, was clearly cut with a sharp object and thrown away. In short, the police started searching for the body's penis, and after a few minutes they realized that the penis was on top of a branch of one of the trees. Due to Daniel's popularity, this news spread very quickly and naturally. Daniel's family and friends could not believe it, and it was hard for them to accept this. All they knew was that Daniel had been alive until a few hours earlier and had attended a birthday party and a night party. After the investigation, They talked to Alana's family about the birthday night and they were very upset when they heard the news, or at least they pretended to be upset. And Alana and her father even called Daniel's mother and expressed their sympathy and condolences. During this time, the police were monitoring everything and had started their investigation to find a suspect for the case. In the police investigation, Daniel's friend was also brought into the case and he revealed the messages received from Daniel at the time. It was after seeing these messages that the police went to Alana's family and interrogated them, but they said that they had no information and that they last saw Daniel drunk when he left their house in the morning and they have no news of him. But later, when the police zoom in on this family, they find out some strange things about this family, including Alana's father, who was not a good father and had stolen someone's car once before, and had a history of stealing cars, as well as several records of there was also violence when the police put these investigations together, in addition to the police that Daniel took up himself with Alana's mother. A puzzle arose in the police's mind and they said to themselves that Daniel was probably joking with Alana's mother, or lying next to her or something else, probably. Edison has reached his head and has seen these sentences and got angry. But in the course of the investigation, the police found another video showing Alana's family sitting with a group of friends in a place like a restaurant and eating, which dates back to the day of Daniel's death, to show that they were out at the time of the murder and they are eating. But later the police found out that this work of Alana's family was a kind of a staging. Well, in the continuation of this detailed work and the zooming of the police on Alana's family, they noticed a series of dark and unusual dimensions in their lives. For example, this family was very extravagant and partying, and when they saw the photos of Alana as a child, they found out that she was drinking with her family during her childhood, and this family somehow didn't even have mercy on their own child and took him to adult parties at the age of 12 or 13. When the police saw these pictures, they realized that the family was not very normal. In short, after being pressured by the police, Alana's father finally confessed. Edison confessed like this: "On the night of my daughter's birthday, I heard the screams of my wife Christina and I quickly went to my wife's room. When I opened the door, I saw that Daniel was sleeping on my wife. He was bothering her, and the blood stopped in front of my eyes and I beat him and took him down and put him in the car. They were there and they helped me." Edison continued that I put Daniel in the car, but I don't remember at this moment if Daniel was unconscious or semi-conscious because of the beating I had given him and whether he was in the mood or not. We took him to a secluded place with the car. When I went to open the trunk of the car and let Daniel off, I saw the sharp knives in the trunk and I don't remember what happened and what I did with Daniel. Of course, Edison points out that I didn't intend to kill Daniel, but when I checked his phone, I saw the messages he had exchanged with his friend, who had said these ugly things about my wife, and I said to myself at the moment, I have to kill finally. On November 2nd, 2018, the police went to check the garage, the car, and the room of Edison's house, and there they found traces of blood, so that from Alana's mother's room, Daniel's blood was on the wall and floor until they reached the car garage. The three people who helped Edison in this crime were three young boys, two 19-year-old boys and an 18-year-old named Edora, Igor and David, whom the police found and arrested. In the following, many interviews were taken from Alana's parents, his father Edison, when they interrogated him in the detention center, said that anyone else would have done the same thing in my place. I went to my room and saw a man who was harassing my wife. he was assaulting her. Edison had said that at this moment, "I saw Cristina not as my wife, but as a representative of Brazilian women. She could be a mother, sister, or wife of one of you." And when they interviewed Cristina, she said in defense of her husband that I was the victim there. This boy was drunk and wanted to rape me.
O que eu fiz foi o que qualquer homem faria. Porque aquela mulher que estava ali não era minha esposa. Para mim, eram todas as mulheres do Brasil. E naquele momento era minha esposa, a Cris. A mulher em quem eu sou casado 20 anos. A mulher que eu dediquei toda a minha vida, que sempre me amou e me respeitou. A minha esposa nunca teve nada com o Daniel, muito menos a minha filha. E se eu fiz o que eu fiz, eu quero que cada um que está assistindo aqui pense e repense o que você faria para manter a integridade moral da sua família. E evitei que a minha esposa fosse estuprada por esse monstro canalha.
And I'm completely behind my husband. In Ismail, a girl named Ladanala is found, who claims to have known Daniel for years and says that in 2012, I was a young girl or teenage when we met Daniel at a party and Daniel was drunk. He took me to a corner and wanted to rape me, and when I objected, he used violence. When this girl said these words, on the other hand, Daniel's mother got very angry and said that such patches do not stick to my son, and that these are all lies, and that my son has never been a bully, and I will not believe any of these words. In their investigation, the police took a series of tests from Daniel's body to see if Daniel had consumed drugs and was under the influence of drugs, but nothing was found in Daniel's body except large amounts of alcohol. In summary, according to these evidence and Alana's father's statement and confessions, the police considered Alana's mother as an accomplice. That is, the police created a scenario in their minds and said to themselves that they were not alone and that it was a murder, and that Cristina and Alana were finally there and they were all arrested and sent to prison. Finally, in the spring of 2019, Alana was released, and a few months later, in the summer of 2019, her mother, Cristina, was released from prison with an electronic bond. The three people who were with Edison, namely Eduardo, Igor, David, were released in May 2021, so now everyone is free except Edison, who is the main murderer of the case. Currently, Edison is still in prison and his final sentence has not yet been issued, and it is known how much of his life he is going to spend in prison. I should also say that Daniel had a small child from his other parents, and the court ordered Edison to deposit an amount of around $1,500 to $2,000 into Daniel's child's account every month until the child reached the age of 24 or 23. And because Edison don't run away from this monthly payment, Edison's house was confiscated until the age of 24, Daniel's child. Thank you for being with me until the end of this video. If you are interested in this style of videos, please subscribe the channel and watch my old videos and wait for my new videos every week. We're waiting for your likes and comments about this criminal case.